let's just get it out of the way. This class is fully worth the around $500 price tag that I paid, in addition to the 2,000 rounds of ammunition I purchased. That number was suggested to me by the organizer of the event, and I don't know if that comes from Joel Park, Ben Stoeger, whoever, but for me, it was given to me by the organizer. Now, I went through probably around 1,500 rounds, and I actually had the opportunity to shoot more than others simply because I took it. So you'll probably want to buy more rounds than are suggested because there are a lot of opportunities to shoot extra rounds during the drills and exercises to get the most out of it. Why wouldn't you? The main takeaways from the class for me were the actual skills and drills, obviously, as well as diagnosing some problems that I didn't think I had, but were plaguing me in my shooting overall. Okay, let's talk about the contents of the class. Now, I want to preface this by saying that all of the content of the class is pretty much available online. They record a lot of it. You can piece it together. It's kind of a crapshoot getting all the information from different channels, different postings, things like that, but it is almost all available online as far as I understand it. That does not in any way actually invalidate the class or the contents of the class when you're attending it. I could watch this all online, but being a part of it and seeing it and also having, the instructors there actually helping me out with some aspects of it was worth it. Absolutely worth it. I don't think you can get the same level of takeaway even if you have your own private range set up until you've taken this class. Now that might be hyperbole because I'm also a newer shooter, but it was awesome seeing the drills laid out and then seeing them run incorrectly and then correctly, which is basically the contents of the class. Show up, show a drill, show how not to do it, show how to do it, have everybody do it, and then if they're doing it incorrectly, you can kind of nitpick on them and get them to understand what they're doing incorrectly. All of these skills and drills then of course build upon each other to make a solid kind of foundation for understanding practical shooting. Let's talk about the layout of the class. It was split into two separate days. We can call one stationary and one movement for simplicity. Day one was all about gun handling and also how to manage your sights and your focus. We briefly touched on grip, and kind of the consensus was that grip is not important, with the idea that you can get a consistent sight picture with it. So it's a little bit hard to explain. The videos do a lot better job, and of course the class does a much better job, but my takeaway from it was that work on your grip, understand your grip in the context of making sure your sight picture returns. So I was able to see an instant improvement in that because I was pushed in the class, not necessarily something that you might be able to do at your own home training, to try things out, try things differently, and understand how to do them right and wrong. So that was a very big takeaway for me on that stationary shooting day. The second day, the movement day, was honestly quite a bit more fun, and I heard that it'll vary quite a bit between classes, so I'm not going to say like, this is exactly how the classes go, but for us, we practiced forwards movement, lateral movement, sideways movement, basically, as well as, I'm not very good at the terms, I'm assuming it's entries and exits on things, coming in with your weapon up, walking and, engaging targets as you go. And then we ended it with a mini course. Now, Ben described it as a scrambler, which I love because I hadn't heard that term before. And to me, it was very unique. USPSA is engage as you see targets. This was color coordinated. So you could only engage the blue targets from inside the blue area. And some of them had different colored cones, like for both of them. So one target you had to engage from one area, then engage from another area. So you got 4 shots in overall. I thought this was awesome. It combined everything together at the very end and allowed us to really experience what a mini course felt like. Now, how I'm using these drills is going to be diagnosing issues and as a practicing tool. So, for example, the doubles drill, which you could find pretty much all over the place, I went ahead and did it last night. I went out, I set it up at 10 yards, and I just kind of watched, my dot, how my dot came back, not really looking at my dot, obviously, but having that timing and understanding the rhythm of the timing with the weapon. Stack each other, bam, 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 and then getting faster with it. That's a great drill takeaway that you can do at any indoor range. The movement-based ones, I'll be showing some examples of, hopefully. Those are fantastic for setting your mind free from your legs. Essentially, you're going to be crossing over certain areas before you shoot again. So bam, bam, move to a new position, bam, bam. The idea of getting your weapon up as soon as you can, so once you enter that second position, you can engage it. That's a great drill, and you'll see in some of the video coming up for separating your mind from your legs. I think that's invaluable and something to practice. But overall, I really enjoyed the class. So basically you have a starting point, they used a cone, we have a mat. You're then going to, on the beep, on the engage, draw 2 into each target, and then as fast as you can, come over to here and engage these 2 targets again, 2 each, with the idea that you have your weapon system up as you come in. And this one really broke that mental gap for me of my aiming and my legs moving at the same time, and really helped me break that down and analyze it for actual shooting. So I don't have a timer here, but I'm just going to try to run it real quick. So keeping your base wide was very important for me.